Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
In any plural and multi-ethnic society anywhere in the world, one of the cardinal objectives and tasks facing the custodian and/or carrier of the people's mandate is to carve a common path for unity. The reason for this is simple: to synergize and harness the abundant potentials of the people for peace, economic growth, and general progress in all spheres of human endeavors. This ultimately engenders harmony, leading to psychological growth, while physical infrastructural development is equally attained.
Let me say that today we have brought Akpabio more united than before. Please keep it that way. As I depart from you, I am saying that God will remain with you. That God that brought me will continue to be with you. So, you are my brother. You are my sister. So take me by the hand. Together we'll walk until he comes. There is no foe that can defeat us when we are walking side by side. As long as there is love, we will stand together.
This was a task that stared Chief Godswill Akpabio in the face when he assumed office as governor of Akwa Ibom State in 2007. For the records, Akwa Ibom was not a fragmented society. However, there was fear of dominance by the majority tribe. But his emergence as governor was a uniting factor. He worked tirelessly to bond the tripod of Ibibio, Anang, and Oron nations.
Let us think in terms of what we can do for our dear state, and not what the state can do for us. Let us think in terms of justice, fairness, and equity in this season of politics. In the last 8 years, I have run a good race, so I believe, fought a good fight of faith, and I am set to complete my cause. In all these years, I have sought to let all Akwa Ibom children come together, not as Ibibios or Anangs or from Oron, but as brothers and sisters and children of one God. I have sought to let the example of Christ's love for us remain the foundation of our unity.
He succeeded. What a legacy the governor will be leaving behind as he bids farewell to the people come May 29, 2015.
Almost every federal constituency is saying the same thing, that for political harmony, for us to ensure continuity of good governance and togetherness, for the unity of the state, the way to do it is that when one senatorial district has finished, another one has finished, it should go to the next one. Because if you don't do that, then you create disharmony, you dislocate the equilibrium of the system, and you have leaders in everywhere. We should encourage all the 3 senatorial districts to produce leadership, and then also groom others to come and take over. So that is the decision of Akwa Ibom people, and on those decisions I will stand.
The quantum leap Akwa Ibom has attained in all sectors of the economy in the last 8 years of his administration is an attestation to the prognosis above.
Akwa Ibom, sinyana barasone ki songe mananye. Akwa Ibom ojit,
Can one wish away the urban renewal and the remodeling of the entire government house complex? Within the same period under review, the hospitality, tourism and entertainment industries never had it so good. Commissioner for Information, Akwa Ibom State, shares his thoughts on these legacies.
They had boards of the legacy projects. The new Akwa Ibom International Stadium, the Nest of Champions. That is a legacy project. World-class international stadium delivered by an administration within 2 years. Unheard of. The implementation itself is a legacy. The completion, a legacy. The commissioning, a legacy itself, because 3 presidents came to commission that legacy project. Itself a legacy commissioning. The airport, another legacy. Because in 2007, of course, you and I and everyone knew that we could not fly. And then between 2008 and 2009, September 23rd, they delivered an airport under 2 years. It is unheard of that you meet a cleared field, earthworks, and then you deliver an airport under 2 years. That itself is a legacy. Roads infrastructure, again unheard of. Legacy roads. I call them legacy roads because look at the quantum of dualization of even federal roads. This is what makes it a legacy. Dualization of federal roads, from the one coming from Calabar through Itan all the way to Ikoro, and it has connected back now. The one going from Uyo all the way to Ikoro and moving towards Aba. The Aka Nomodo Road. Of course, the current dualization of the Ekeri Bono and the Eket Etin and Uyo ongoing projects. These are all legacy projects. And in all, over 2,000 kilometers of roads completed by one administration. And the beauty of it, what makes it unique again, is that road construction was not concentrated in the state capital.
With the building and commissioning of the Nest of Champions, the Akwa Ibom International Stadium, tourism was given a mega boost as the facility never stopped attracting people like butterflies to nectar. What a legacy the governor is leaving behind here.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, coming from a country whose economy is mainly driven by tourism, I know that it can do a lot, because when you've got an influx of people, it means that restaurants are open all over the place to accommodate and feed and thirst their quenchers. It means that the excursions that I've just mentioned now, these boats could be up and down the whole time, and you need people to operate that. So I mean, tourism is an integral part of a lot of economies, and that's why a lot of countries I saw all over CNN advertising Macedonia, Greece, and all those other wonderful places, because tourism does attract a lot of foreign currency.
I'm very happy to the land of transformation extraordinaire. This is what I would say. I think in English it's something like transformation extraordinaire.
During its commissioning, the project attracted 3 presidents, Their Excellencies Alain Ouattara of the Ivory Coast, John Mahama of Ghana, and of course Nigeria's hero and amiable President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Ex-President of Ghana, J.J. Rawlings, was also present. What a legacy.
Today will go down in history as a very special day in the history of Akwa Ibom State. The commissioning of this international stadium shall remain a source of state and national pride, and we are very happy to join you in celebration of this great achievement. Indeed, Akwa Ibom is a great state.
Join you for the commissioning of this great landmark, and as Godswill Akpabio calls it, Nest of Champions. Indeed, this edifice, I dare say, is probably one of the best in the whole of the African continent. We are all impressed at what you've been able to achieve here in Akwa Ibom State and what you have been able to achieve here in Nigeria. And therefore, wearing 2 hats as chairman of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State on behalf of all ECOWAS members, 15 states, and all the heads of state, I wish to congratulate Governor Godswill Akpabio and to congratulate President and friend Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and indeed the whole of the people of Nigeria for what you have achieved.
Seeing the thousands of our youth, thousands of our women and children, I can say proudly that I feel their joy and their sense of accomplishment, particularly the sense of accomplishments of all Akwa Ibom people in South Nigeria.
Special advisor to the governor on technical matters, Etidu Inyang, says a key legacy Governor Akpabio is bequeathing to Akwa Ibom is projects monitoring and supervision. This is a success story of quality control and enduring infrastructure.
Creating Bureau of Technical Matters to monitor the quality of product. And of course, it empowered us. You know, we have a technical lab, we have a technical library where we put in all the, creating an archive, electronic archives, you know, for all of the contract that was created. And then we created a technical laboratory to oversee. The construction companies do have their labs. You know, the Ministry of Works do have their labs. You know, but we needed a standalone lab to be able to supersede what is going on. You know, we brought about a lot of things that are supposed to be there that was not there. So for my Bureau of Technical Matters, which I am the head, you know, we establish policies, we establish procedures, you know, that guided the contractors, you know, to ensure that the quality finally comes to bear. Even testing of concrete, we don't joke, we don't keep it for the contractors alone.
As this policy a solid building block, the incoming administration can spring from and do better. Etidu Inyang again explains.
Having cleaned up the state, having taken us this far, and he looked for somebody that is going to take over from him and ride on. And we used to say, you had a foundation, you know, for a skyscraper, so you don't need somebody that's going to come to build, you know, a bungalow on those on that kind of pile foundations.
That Governor Akpabio succeeded in uniting the people and also attracting such growth more than any other period in the history of the state can be attributed to his running an all-inclusive government. He made sure there was ample representation of knowledgeable and tested technocrats from all three senatorial districts in the executive arm of government.
I'm a beneficiary. Not only me, while other states are grappling to get 35% of women in their governance, here we are almost getting at 50%. So we have every reason to celebrate our great patriot, our dynamic governor.
You can see very clearly in Akwa Ibom State the relevance of women in this administration, beginning from the deputy governor, head of service, and all of that. So I believe that even the common woman down the street feels welcome, feels belonging. It might not be every woman, but a large number want to be part of what is going on. I think it's a show of celebration that this man has added value to their lives.
Through the interministerial labor projects, the governor dropped development right on the doorsteps of the rural people. He also forged a mutually beneficial relationship between the executive and legislature, while not negating the principles of separation of power for checks and balances. Another undisputable legacy Governor Akpabio would be leaving behind is sound budgeting principles. For the past 8 years, the state budget has always been 80% capital and 20% recurrent expenditure. This is largely responsible for the unparalleled infrastructure revolution taking place in the state. Another high point in Akpabio's administration that is legendary is his policy of free and compulsory education from primary to post-primary schools levels. This is one policy that has been applauded globally to be a winner. This policy has singularly restored the dignity of Akwa Ibom child, as it has rescued it from the throes of servitude and boosted the psyche of the people. Onyeka Nomana, Commissioner for Information, Akwa Ibom State, could not have agreed any less.
One of the greatest legacies of the Akpabio administration in Akwa Ibom State is the psychic liberation, the psychic transformation, the reformation of the mental infrastructure, or the transformation of the mental infrastructure of the people of Akwa Ibom State. I needed to go through that psychological or the psychic drive for you to understand that the starting point is the mind, then the brain. When all of that comes into play in a positive manner, and the human being assumes as a self-confidence, everything else will happen. With about 2 million children in school, in a population of about 4.9 million, what does that say to you? It means that Akwa Ibom is now shooting towards creating a totally educated society, a society of educated children, an educated populace. And of course, with the assurance of the sustenance of these legacies by the incoming administration, it therefore means that Akwa Ibom will become one of the states in the Ivy League in terms of creating an educated society. This is a core legacy of His Excellency Governor Godswill Akpabio in Akwa Ibom State.
The God factor cannot be discountenanced from the successes and legacies Akpabio is bequeathing to Akwa Ibom people. From the start, he partnered with the church and God for direction for his administration. At the beginning of every year, he leads the people to God in a solemn assembly. At the year end, it is praise time in the now famous 9999 carol singers.
Say that God has been very, very good to us in Akwa Ibom State. Your Excellency, you have brought the people of Akwa Ibom State to God from the beginning of your leadership. You have created a synergy between government and the church. And in this land today, we all can say you have represented the church in government.
When you see a good governor, you will know everything he does reflects on citizens. There's nobody in this congregation suffering from malnutrition or passion. All of you look like people from Akwa Ibom State. To God be the glory.
The governor also synergized with Akwa Ibom sons and daughters in the diaspora to achieve results for his people, thus giving this set of people a sense of belonging to the larger Akwa Ibom entity. A beneficiary of this policy is Senior Special Assistant on PAR, Victor Udo.
Akwa Ibom is a model. Where Akwa Ibom goes is where Nigeria goes. Before Nigeria even started talking about this collaboration with the diaspora, His Excellency had already started that. His Excellency has already reached out to us. Right after his election in 2007, he came to visit us in 2008, shared his manifesto with us, shared his plan with us, and not only in the US, UK, and other parts of the world. Most of the diaspora believe on it. So I'm very grateful that he even asked us to be a part of that team. His Excellency also established for the first time a diaspora desk with a senior special assistant on diaspora to man that, to make sure we harness, because it's more of an harnessing. If you go to anywhere in the world today, people talk about the brain drain, the exposure we have there. Many people want to come back, but they don't have that avenue. But His Excellency created that avenue, and we came in. We didn't even know ourselves. I don't know how he got to know that I was working in a Fortune 500 company in the US and I was working in power. He asked me to come home, and I did. And since I came home, we've been able to implement his vision. And I can tell you honestly, that if other leaders in Nigeria were doing what His Excellency is doing, the issue of power supply in Nigeria would have been a done deal.
No man is an island. Therefore, other legacies Akpabio is also bequeathing to his people are dialogue and consultation. He went on a statewide tour to appraise his government and to know their minds on his successor. It was through this process the governor-elect Udom Emmanuel emerged. Can there be a better legacy?
I was trying to let you know that here comes a governor-elect of Akpabio State. Therefore, not the governor-elect of any political party now. It's for all of Akpabio people. I use this medium right now to call on all our brothers and sisters that the bridge is there. Let's cross over to the other side. Let's cross over to the side of progress. Let's cross over to the side of unity. Let's cross over to the side of togetherness. Let's cross to the other side of one love. And on one love and unity we stand. I said, God of Akpabio State shall bless all of you that have stood by us.
The people's verdict is loud and clear. Akpabio has done well and will be leaving a solid foundation. With these legacies in place, does the incoming administration has any excuse not to perform? The people's verdict is loud and clear. Akpabio has done well and will be leaving a solid foundation. The governor-elect Udom Emmanuel enjoys a groundswell of support going by the spontaneous jubilations that greeted his announcement as the winner of the April 11 governorship election in the state. But the people say they will be missing Governor Godswill Akpabio.
I miss Godswill Akpabio because I know say he was a good father to everybody.
Yes, we miss him. I regard his governorship as one of the best governors so far in Akwa Ibom. I really miss him.
I miss Akpabio very well because he's a great man throughout this Akwa Ibom state. There is no other man like Akpabio. I really miss him.
I will miss Akpabio.
We are going to miss Akpabio. We're going to miss him. He has done a lot of things. There are things we used to see afar, but now we have in Akwa Ibom.
We miss him a lot. I can thank God for the man. Though he is going, he's not gone.
This, indeed, is Uncommon Transformation.
Uncommon Transformation television series brings to you the latest information of the monumental achievements of the Governor Akpabio-led administration. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube to read the latest news, watch amazing videos and listen to in-depth analyses and interviews with the men and women working hand in hand with stakeholders to make Akwa Ibom State better. You can also log on to our website www.uncommontransformation.tv for more information. Uncommon Transformation television series, bringing to you the right and current information when you need it.